Welcome to Soprano Hotel Podcast. My name is Diana, and together with Sebastian, we will be sharing our more than 10 years of experience within hospitality sector, consulting, recruiting, and outsourcing.
Exactly. And just imagine you are traveling around the world, maybe in the private case, maybe in a business point, and you have the clearness and the safetyness that every hotel, every traveling has the same quality, gives you a good feeling, good energy. And that is why we decided to invite you in our podcast as owner of a hotel, as management, as team member from a hotel, and as a guest as well.
Over our podcast, we will go through the whole year cycle, sharing and discussing the processes of the hotel and sharing the best experiences and insights. Stay with us. Hello, dear listeners. Hello, Sebastian. And please welcome back to Hotel Soprano. And today we will be speaking about the exclusivity and standards in the hotel industry. Sebastian, do you notice when you are traveling yourself how hospitality sector, especially in the hotels, are updating their menus, for example?
Yes and no. For me, when I take a look at the last weeks, I were in different hotels in German and also in Czech Republic. And when I do a comparison, one thing is that some of the hotel owners or receptionists and so on have a problem with full booking out rooms at the moment. And the second thing is level up their personal staff. I see much Asian guys, for example, in Germany, and they do a brilliant job, very guest-orientated and so on. But there, for me, it's a little gap. Now you have the best personal stuff and create good menus, have a good kitchen, and now you have maybe a gap with the guests, with the booking quantity. So I think it is a very, very different field at the moment. And I think also if you have found your niche in some months or some years ago, it worked better at the moment instead of the average of the hotels, I would say. So that is what I saw in the last weeks.
Yeah. In our previous episode together with Thomas, we have been speaking about the processes, and one of the trends that for the last couple of months we have been very intensively hiring and recruiting people for hotels, for their restaurants, head chefs, sous chefs, and what we noticed that currently more and more hotels are looking for experts in fine dining. They are also looking for experts, for example, who would be certified innovating, who know trends in the industry, and not only execute, because you can have two types sometimes of people who will be joining your team. The person who will follow exactly the standard and create the pizza as you just want it to be created. And there could be a specialist of pizzas, expert who will be updating the whole menu for you and offer exclusive experience for your guests. And more hotels in Scandinavia are seeking to create this non-standard delivery of food, excellence in the food, and therefore they're hiring people from all over. Well, we work within the European Union, so they're looking for the star chefs, those who have experience with Michelin star restaurants or Michelin star restaurant chefs, and who have a bit different attitude that could add a certain touch that a person who comes there remembers not only the place, not only the sleep, how well they slept, not only the nature, but also they would want to come back because of the food. And food can create memories. So it's becoming more and more the art. Even though we have also business travelers who are expecting the standard, for example, not that I would be advertising, but I am a huge fan of Radisson hotels because I love their breakfast. I think it's very important. And I know whenever you go to Radisson, in Helsinki, in Oslo, in Riga, in, somewhere in Sweden, whenever you go there, you will have exactly the same standard and variety of choice of breakfast in any of their hotels.
Additional thoughts to that, because I had this experience with Radisson in Erfurt, and maybe it is not connected to the standard in Helsinki, but hey, greetings, Radisson Erfurt and all the Radissons in the world. Please check the breakfast there, because it's a good breakfast in the hotel is a base in general. And when I compare it some days ago, the receptionist, when I checked in, celebrate or introduce me to the breakfast on the next day. He gave me all the what I can eat and so on and so on. That they also have a menu card there and so on. So he prepared me in my thoughts, and I had an expectation for that. And the next morning, I was going to the restaurant there, and the lady said, she named me with my surname. She noted, she had the number already in her mind, and said, okay, now my colleague said yesterday in the you, that is our menu card and so on. And I get a really brilliant omelette in a little hotel in the middle of Prague. When I compare it to the Radisson, hey, please, Radisson Erfurt, call this hotel in Prague and how you can do a breakfast. And sometimes it's a little bit, these little things, using a good bread, using some good rolls from this local baker store, and not using all the things what is coming from the freeze and shortly in the oven. That is sometimes you can change with these little things. And yes, or not, maybe the standard in the countries is different, but ask your guests how satisfied they are, especially with the breakfast, right? You can have the best room, the best experience when the breakfast is not, I say so, the yellow from the egg, right? It's not so good.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not typical.
And again, we are comparing the hotel chain, versus some small hotels. And small hotels, they definitely need more to invest in guest experience. So they are using food as one of the ways to have that experience, which would make their guests want to return back and remember and recommend to their friends, other travelers to visit them. For me, I also notice that whenever I'm traveling and visiting our clients, I always check, the breakfast, because it helps me to understand whenever we're working with them what kind of food they have, what is their more specialty, because some hotels, for example, they have, some 10 options for salmon and other fish, included in the breakfast. In some other hotel, they will have maybe 5 types of different egg dishes, prepared. For the other ones, like there is one amazing place in Geiranger. There you will have seafood and a lot of different cakes, for any taste there for a menu. And that is amazing, how much of breakfast you can try, at least try, how much of the choice, the variety is there. So I believe that it's all coming into the niche where the hotel is, and for chains, hotels managed by operators for standards, sometimes it's a good thing. But also it comes with the guests who are sometimes expecting something special, And what I hear also when we're working with hotel chains, that in some hotels, they're saying, yes, we have a standard of menu, but we also have a little bit more of flexibility. So head chef can also be using his or her experience and creativity in adjusting the menu and adding some certain touch to that, not that it's exactly the same in Sweden, in Norway, in Denmark, but you can have some individual perspective to that. And I think it's also becoming more important and building brand of a chef who is representing the hotel, because earlier it would be the time whenever we would not even see who is behind the food that we're eating. But now it's more and more, even in the standard hotels, that chefs are coming and, greeting and we hear more about them. We see them more on social media, who is the chef as a personality and so on and so on. Who is behind the team, who are the people working there.
Exactly. And in the same time is what I think is a need there, or to work more together. The kitchen, for example, with the management and so on, because I see it often from this financial aspect, or they say, oh no, we can't level up or make our breakfast $5 more expensive because the clients or the guests don't want to pay it. I said, why not? When you have really this experience from the chef, for example, or maybe to make two different kind of breakfasts. You have a standard breakfast for $20 or something like that, and you have a VIP breakfast for 25, and then you can include better products, more local one, and so and the guests can make the decision. Because sometimes when, yes, we don't or we shouldn't compare it, but when you have a hotel and you pay 15, 20, $25 for a breakfast, and it seems when you take a look on this salad bars also, where's the color?
Mhm.
It seems like more black and white or and so on. And then you're getting for the same pricing, not so a bigger offer, but maybe more specific things from the local one. Maybe it changes every week. I don't know. But it is the flexibility for the same bucks. Or when you say it, okay, when you can then connect it, good. Only for that is about sales, where can also the salesperson learn a bit. Hey, only for $5 more, you are VIP in our breakfast room or something like that. So that is the flexibility. I think that there's a need for that, and for me, it's I would pay this $5 more when I have this good experience and colorful breakfast and so on and so on and so on. Because it's not breakfast for me to jump in, eat something, and then run away. After 10 minutes, I celebrate it. So, and that is also the experience what I have. Then it's very cool. You're sitting a little bit more longer, taking a second coffee and there's I think every hotel can develop themselves from the inside on and having a better guest experiences after that.
You know what I was noticing? What are the requests or motivation of, or request, maybe that's more correct to say, by the candidates, chefs and hotel owners are now. Okay, maybe I will put it this way. So there are several things that this year, more than ever, chefs or head chefs, for example, are asking when considering moving to Norway for work. So one thing is that, especially head chefs, they are asking if the company is investing in building processes, updating the kitchen, for example, the tools, what equipment they have, if they're investing in this equipment, because there are so many ways you can do things that, you can sometimes save time by using the proper technique and also equipment. And another thing that has changed, and probably first time this season we had so many requests about that, was that people after COVID, or in the COVID, they got pets. And lately the question is, can I come to Norway to work and bring my pet with me? Usually that's a dog. And these are two things that occurred the most in the interviews that was unusual from previous years. And yes, what is also going on, we noticed that hotels are more flexible. And if earlier they would be hiring people only strictly for the summer season, for example, now they are trying to find a way how to keep the people they match well with. If the people want to stay and work there for full time, all over the years, they're trying to find how to fill in this gap from season to season, how to extend it with, some conference, wedding events and some other. And so that they would not have to search for people again, because again, every year search is costing, money, investment, time, and so on, a lot of things. So these are the two things that people have been asking that was quite unusual from the years before. And I would say it's trending, and those who are investing and also adjusting, being flexible about housing with pets, they will win over those people who will be willing to stay for a longer time.
Yeah. Okay. The second one is not so my case about pets and so on, but that's another story. I have more the focus on the first thing. That means that you have a good space, that you have the good tools which you are allowed to make a good performance. You can be the best head chef in Michelin, several stars and so on. When the knife is not sharp enough, then also the result is not good. And so it's yes, I because it's not visible directly for the guests. Yeah, when you have a brilliant kitchen with the best stainless steel and so on. Processes work, the following work with this heating way. It's not the meal comes too cold on the place, right? And that everything is on spot. And I think it's not only a need to renew the rooms for the guests, also the rooms, especially the working places for your personal staff. And this is not about the office that you have an economy a chair or something, or this economical chair. It's very important that this also show the value to this to the employee who do the job in the one thing, and planning in the long-term run, sustainable. It's also important. Short story: one of our colleague, Andreas Schloffer, founded as an IT company, found his own base or his own platform, PlaceChamp, and he making some trainings all over the world, mostly in the mountains with high fresh snow and so on. And they searching for good hotels which can realize such, or can lead or overnight such groups with a good food and so on. That's an every time maximum 20 persons. And I think that is also a need that the hotels take a look to such event guys, that they can fulfill the season for that, because that is the persons who also pay maybe 30 euro for the breakfast and not only 25 bucks, right? So, and because they don't book a hotel and overnight, they book an event for themselves to get some experiences with all this training stuff and so on. And therefore you needed good places, liable places, which have a mini on standard, better two standards. And that is very important. So I think when the hotel owners or some consultants connecting their dots, it can be very helpful. Because when you ask, for example, this new head chef, which kind of food do you want to offer to such groups? And that is specializing mountain, energetic, with good nutrition and so on, that they have no pain in the muscles after a walk or a hiking. And they come and then they think, okay, our food is well known for this and this and that, especially for such groups, and that is why it makes fully sense to overnight here or stay in this place, right? So that is the flexibility, not only in the doing, it's mostly the need in the head to think about it and create, especially for the hotel owners, create such Klausurtage, we call in Germany Klausurtage, going out of the hotel with the fully team, make some thoughts about it, how it can work, and then test it as for 1 month or whatnot.
Yeah, I also noticed that there is workation. It's also retreats. They are getting more and more popular. And also I have been to an event in Oslo where we have been speaking with one resilience coach. And she was saying, it would be nice to arrange some retreat for women only and to have it as an event. I'm looking for a venue. So it is some new trends that are coming over. Of course, we are sending the greetings to Mr. Andreas Schlosser, PlaceChamp, sponsored by Andreas, without him knowing that. Yeah. And so I think that the hotels overall who are flexible, who are trying to create the experience either with consultants' help, who are working on the processes, but overall want to create something different, personalized, and give something memorable for the guests. These wins in the long term, because it's about being exclusive and memorable instead of the standard. Of course, we need the standard in certain situations and for certain people who love to have the same things whenever they are traveling for work. It's about making less decisions. But whenever you're on vacation, I believe, exclusivity, it wins.
Yeah, of course. And then it's also about how you create the things, how you present the things. It's also the point. And it also can be a similar meal, for example, or a simple meal with very based products that when the head chef comes out of the kitchen and give it and tell a story about it and so on and so on. I think it is much more remarkable for our own. And we will remind it. It doesn't matter how it's happened there, but you remind exactly on such little things. So yeah, it remind me what you said about when you traveled with your daughter around in Norway. She remind on this little chocolate, right?
Yes.
How you can catch your children. Hey, put some nice chocolate there on the pillow or what. So it doesn't matter. It's about the breakfast. How good or bad is the room? It's about the chocolate, right? And
exactly. And when there is no chocolate, yogurt.
Yeah.
It's about the habit. So I think for this time, it is this much of our notices and what we have observed in the tendencies in the market, in hospitality. And next time we will be speaking and we will share about how to handle unhappy customer complaints.
Yeah.
Because things happen, everybody can fail, and that's human, right? Because behind every role there is a human.
And so it's also in the same time an invitation. Please recommend or give some comments under this episode and short homework for you if you are on vacation in the next weeks and months. Please write us what was really, really good in your hotel experience and maybe what was not so nice, that we can learn from each other and maybe also give some thoughts to that in the next episodes, right?
What were your biggest complaints? Please share your experience. And see you in July.
Thank you for visiting us at Hotel Soprana podcast about hospitality. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and see you in 2 weeks.